And we're live! Hi, friends!
Hello.
Okay, so we're here for the first, well, not the first ever stream of this game. I think Dylan did a
I,
few
I think
before.
technically, I think technically this is the first ever because that was a very rough playtest version.
So this is the first release version stream of
Yeah.
Become Artificial Investigation, the game that's currently on Kickstarter by our very own Dylan. Who's that way? I'm looking at the cameras and I'm confused. So it's on Kickstarter right now. We're going to do a little one-shot that Dylan is going to run us through as our GM, known in the games system as the administrator. So we'll go around and do intros of ourselves, and then Dylan will tell us a little bit about the premise of the game itself, and then we'll do some quick character intros. So, I'm Jess. Welcome to my Twitch channel. You know where to find me. Oh gosh, my stream sounds are enormously loud again.
Thank you for the bit.
Sorry, friends.
Rip.
But thank you. You can find me at Little Cup of Joe on Twitter, and I am a streamer, voice actor, designer, artist. I do a bunch of things. The one thing I don't do really is sleep.
Oh, Jess,
That's
no.
Next up, we have M. Who are you? Where can we find you?
Hi, I'm M, at eTrefree on Twitter. I do the art stuff. I do the yelling about TTRPG stuff. I do a lot of yelling about fictional characters and magical girls and things. Basically, it's just a lot of yelling about fiction.
Yelling at sparkles.
And, oh god. Hope you like emojis. So that's me.
Awesome. And next down the line, we have Julie.
Hi, I'm Julie. I'm at Soft Signal on Twitter. I also yell about TTRPGs and do art. So you can follow me there for more of that. Also, hope you like heart emojis. You're gonna on my Twitter. So
Yeah.
guys.
Yep. And then next up, we have Lauren.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I am JL_nice girl on Twitter. I do lots of things, but mostly lately been playing games on the internet, including this one, which I'm really excited. This is my second time playing this game. First time playing this game, because it was a very different game.
Yeah, you played the Fun Shots version, the alpha version, we'll say.
Pre-alpha.
Pre-alpha?
Yeah.
Okay. The very early version.
Yeah, point like 002 or something. I'm really excited to play it again.
Awesome. And last but certainly not least, Dylan.
That's me. Hi, I am a streamer and graphic designer, and probably most applicable to tonight, game designer. And I made the game that we are going to play tonight. And it's actually a game this time, so congrats, Lauren. That there was a lot of learning that happened on Fun Shots. Mostly actually for me, not for you guys learning the system, but for me figuring out what needed to be in it. So the version we're playing tonight is essentially the latest version of the game. It is essentially what will be sent out once the Kickstarter funds, barring some like spelling changes and some minor tweaks here and there. But the mechanics that you see tonight are representative of the final game, even if some like minor things are gonna change between now and release. And I guess I'll talk a little bit about what the game actually is. So if you're not aware, Become is a tabletop role-playing game in which the players take control of artificial intelligence in a fully simulated environment. So you can think of, say, Tron or The Matrix for this idea of like a world that looks real but is inside a computer. While within this space, the players solve mysteries and follow their own like personal drives as they create them, and they face series of challenges, successes, and failures. Through their successes, they make progress in finding the truth of things, and through their failures, they make progress in becoming more complex and more defined, and in a sense, more human. So really, every action in the game carries you forward on one of these axes of solving the mystery or solving yourself, in a sense. So yeah, we'll talk about the rules sort of as they come up, rather than front loading a bunch of explanation now. But before we do that, let's introduce our characters a little bit. So we'll go around, I think in the same order that we just did for personal intros. And what I'm going to want you to share with the chat is your character's name, their pronouns, their signature, which for chat's edification is a unique trait about the character, usually a visual trait that is something people would note, and that is an identifier of their character. And then finally, their design, which is sort of the class in this game. And after you introduce your character, I'll talk a little bit about what the different designs do. So, Jess, why don't we start with you?
Cool. So I will be playing Dash. The pronouns Dash uses are she, her. And her signature is brightly colored hair that glows in the dark. It's kind of like fiber optic in various colors. The design that she has is courier, which is interesting.
Yeah, so couriers are all about getting things from point A to point B, whether that be items or more often people. So like transporting important data from one place to another, or like a bike messenger might be an in-fiction example, which I believe is what Dash is, essentially.
Yeah, she's a food delivery person.
Yeah, that's right. I love it. Or like a driver in our particular version of the network that we designed during world creation. There aren't any cars in our city, so drivers aren't a thing. But in a more standard version of Become, that might be an in-fiction example as well. And all of their abilities that they get from their design are built around making sure that the party can keep moving when things would get in their way. And they're a little bit of a supporty role in that sense.
Yep.
Em, what about you?
I'm going to be playing Linda, or Professor Linda. She, her pronouns. Her signature is that she at all times is wearing a very Tron-esque pair of sunglasses. And like, she can't take them off. They're part of her face. They're just there. And my design is the computer, which is I guess I'll let Dylan explain what the computer is, because he certainly knows it better than I do.
The computer is very much the hacking focused character. In fiction, they can do a lot of stuff from like accounting to thievery and whatnot. They're pretty broad as far as how the fiction can apply to them. But in practice, in actuality, they have bonuses to anything that involves hacking. They can discern information from things that their friends do. So they're a good mix of like breaking through things, but also providing party support by way of further information, which is pretty important. Somebody, when I ran this game at Big Bad Con, somebody referred to the combat system as competitive battleship, which, beyond just being kind of funny, is I think a pretty succinct description of how the combat in this game works. Which there's a lot of, you need to guess at where things are until you get some information to latch on, and then things snowball real fast. So the computer helps a lot with that by being able to pick up more information from each of those exploratory movements at the beginning. And actually, you know what? I forgot, but we should probably talk about compulsions a little bit while we do this. So compulsions are sort of the core of what makes your character and become a character. Every design comes with a set of compulsions that are default, and then as you go, you write new ones. It's essentially when you level up. So real quick, Dash, why don't you share with the chat what the two compulsions that you wrote for your character are?
Let's see. So the two that I wrote is to learn new things about the network and to find the shortest route to anywhere.
Yes. And so what that means is if a situation would enable one of those desires, one of those compulsions, Dash has to do so. This game runs a little different from similar systems like Burning Wheel and Mouse Guard that have these sort of compelled action things. There's no I don't do it, but you have, in a sense, ultimate say on what those are. So it's sort of a strategic layer. But moving on, Linda, what are your two compulsions that you wrote?
So I actually only wrote the one. I decided to stick with the has not crashed yet option that we were given.
Okay.
But the compulsion that I did write was to avoid unnecessary complications.
Gotcha. So that should be fun.
That's going to be super great. Considering
So
the rest of this party.
yeah. Yeah. Honey, what about you? What's going on with your character?
Okay, so my character's name is Honey. Her distinctive trait is that she has a large peacoat in her hair. And pronoun she, her. And she is a vendor program, and I'll let Dylan talk a little bit more about that. Unless you want me to do compulsions first.
Go ahead and talk about compulsions first.
So vendor programs are very transaction based. And that they generate, they're really good for shopping for things. So the compulsions that I wrote were to treat every transaction like a zero-sum game, which is exactly as fun as it sounds. And to always seek improvements for my group's equipment, which would also be fun.
Ooh, I like that. That's really good.
Yeah.
And yeah, as Julie mentioned, vendors are very transaction focused. Their abilities that they come with are very much built around knowing things about objects or being able to find objects when you need them. And their big thing they can do. So every class has a test essentially that belongs just to them, and the vendors allows them to make entirely new items based on whatever the player wants it to do. So they're a very versatile class. Yeah, I'm excited to see this character. Oof,
boy.
zero-sum games. Last but certainly not least, Lauren.
Hello. I am playing Pandora. Pandora uses she, her pronouns. Pandora was a non-player program bar singer who suffered a terrible fate and was rebooted as a security protocol. Security protocols I don't need Dylan to explain because they're very simple. Mm-hmm. As the rules say, I keep the team alive by making the other teams dead first. That's what I do. Pandora's signature is that she has like half of her hair always in her face. She can still see through, but like it's just like permanently like Veronica Lake swoop. And her compulsions are to seek adoration and to do the right thing.
Oof.
Oh boy.
I'm so excited. In all the times that I've run this game, I don't think I've had a single person make a character whose compulsion is to do the right thing. So I'm very
Just
excited
this
to see
game or
how
any
that plays
game,
out.
really.
That's a fair shake. I'm playing a good aligned character. I kill the shopkeeper. Okay.
That is a thing you can do.
You can certainly try. So I think this is a good opportunity for us to just jump straight in. So the network, right, is this sprawling interconnected city of various independently managed servers that all sort of stitch together to form what looks to you as programs as a city. The four of you specifically are self-aware. You know that you're programs. You know that you're not real people in some real physical space. But you also know that, by and large, you're the only ones aware of this fact. So, for now, at least, you play along. You've been given a directive by the home server. That directive is to solve any mystery that comes to you. So, if you take a look at the network, we've got your home server, which is, if I remember correctly from our world creation, it's like a little narrow apartment that you all live in together.
Mm-hmm.
And you're sitting in, I think, the sort of kitchen / dining room, talking to an individual named Jamie, who's an insurance agent. They have come to you with a problem. Their client, Vanessa Shard, who is a famous and influential author and radio personality, has been murdered. And they would like you to investigate. So, who's the point person on this? Who's talking directly with Jamie? Like, who's sitting across the table from them?
I
Honey.
like the talking thing, so it's probably me.
Okay, so Jamie is telling you sort of the details of the case here. Look, I'm just trying to figure out what actually happens here so that we can speed things along. The police have closed the case. I'd really like to not have to pay out the policy if possible. So here's the deal. They don't know who killed her. That's kind of a problem. I have a feeling it might have been her agent who is the beneficiary on her policy. So if you can find some evidence that maybe they did it, my hands are clean. I'll give you half the commission. Everybody wins. Well, except the agent, I guess, but whatever.
Well, I don't think we want the agent to win in this case.
Right. Because he definitely did it.
Okay, so you want us to figure out who killed Vanessa Shard, or you want us to find proof that the agent did it?
Well, let me tell you, what I want is for the agent, for Tybalt to have done it, so that I don't gotta pay Tybalt. Because I mean, if they're guilty of the crime that they're getting paid for, they don't get paid for it. You know?
So we only want Tybalt to get in trouble if they're guilty.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Basically, it's whatever works for you, right?
Yeah, you
Gash
get it.
says as she pops one of her headphones off of her ear.
Okay. So we either find evidence that he did it, or we find evidence that he didn't, and then what? We gotta find out who? Because that's like kind of a different job.
Yeah, well, I guess if you can't prove it was Tybalt, proving who it actually was, I don't know, maybe we can drain something out of them.
A little extra on top? If we have to go through some extra trouble.
No, the trouble here is you find out the answer to like you find out who did it, and then you get half the commission. If I have to pay out the commission anyway, it'll just cost me a fucking lot. It was probably Tibble, right? And who the fuck pays out their life insurance policy to their agent? Got a brother.
That's
A little
super weird.
Were Tybalt and Vanessa close?
I don't fucking know. I handled her insurance. I wasn't a friend.
Okay.
Did they show up together a lot to talk about insurance, or like did you never see this guy?
No, we didn't talk. Vanessa came in like once to set up the policy.
Oh. Well, shoot. Okay. I don't know. You got anything, Professor?
Do you have a copy of the policy on you?
Sure. And he reaches into a briefcase, which is very clearly empty, and then pulls out a document, sets it on the kitchen table. Feel free to peruse. Take your time. Not like it matters.
So looking at this, it does look just like really clearly like there's just the one beneficiary on here, nothing else to go off.
Yeah, it's a life insurance policy. It looks like it was actually written by mandate of the agency itself. The idea being that she was a valuable asset to the company, and so if something were to happen to her, the policy would recoup their losses to an extent.
Okay.
Would explain the agent getting payout. When was this policy made?
Probably some number of years ago when she first signed on with them.
Okay.
And are there details of this murder that like we have heard, or are we just finding out about this now?
So it's been on the news for a while. Like Vanessa, she had a popular radio show, like a call-in radio show that she did every day, and so people noticed pretty quickly when she wasn't on air. The police found the crime scene, which was in her apartment. An important note is when a program dies, when it crashes, it doesn't leave behind a body that you can check. So they didn't find her body in the crime scene so much as they found a bunch of corrupted data at the crime scene. But pretty quickly, it was everywhere.
Okay. The corrupted data, is that something like, so this is a world question, is that something that people like us can get access to? Is that something that people use for forensics and things?
It's certainly not a thing that people in general use for forensics, because corrupted data is usually like, the extent of the corruption is usually pretty large that people wouldn't be able to get much from it. It's I think the analogy here is corrupted data is like blood spatters and whatnot, and this is pre-DNA investigatory techniques.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So theoretically, knowing that you're a program in a computer, if you had direct access to it, you might be able to get something. But the
Meaning
police
we'd
would
have to know where it occurred.
Right, we would have to know where to look for it, and it would be a bit of a stretch. Okay.
So without even having a body,
Well, the
someone's
crime
just
scene,
gone one day.
you do know where the crime scene was. The crime scene was her apartment,
Okay.
which is in Emerald Heights.
Well, do you have the police report?
No. No,
Isn't that something that would be needed for the life insurance
think-
policy?
I think handle idea. We are handling this without the police knowing.
I mean, they've been virtually fucking useless, to be honest.
Right, well,
Found something.
I mean, I don't think they're gonna just unlock the police report for us, even if we were to go up there and ask, right?
Well, I just, thought maybe the insurance company would have it. If it was accidental death, isn't that a larger payout? And wouldn't you need proof?
Look, the police told us it was murder. We believe the police. Usually, I don't believe the police. I think they're full of shit. But company policy.
Right, well, as it stands, all we have to go off is your belief that this person did it and a policy stating one single beneficiary. So I think we're going to need to do some investigating.
Oh, hey, can I see that?
She just is gonna grab the papers of the insurance off the table.
Yes, you may, I say, as you already have it in your hand.
Let's see. Is her address on here somewhere? Which page is it?
Yeah, her address is on there.
Awesome. Let's see. It is Emerald Heights. Hey, I've been there once or twice or something like that. I think. Yeah, probably. We should go check it out.
Ooh.
I could get us there fast.
Well, if that's all, if you find anything, call me.
Would they give us a key if we said we're like with the insurance company or something like?
Probably not.
Damn.
The case is closed.
How do we get in?
It's not my problem. The less I know, the happier I am. So I'm gonna get going.
Right.
All right.
Cool. Okay. Bye, Jamie.
Bye. They leave.
Just smile and wave, boy. Smile and wave.
Dash may have shut the door before they were all the way out.
Okay. So.
Right, well,
That's a little weird.
We've got an
No,
apartment to
very
try
weird.
to get into. Somehow.
I mean, what's going to be in there besides all of Vanessa Shard's cool stuff?
we might be able to find something looking at what's in her apartment.
Yeah, if there's like info.
Right. Connections to other people.
Pretty much.
Be very
Right.
dangerous.
Hmm?
Could be very dangerous. If she was murdered, somebody might be watching her apartment.
Oh, come on. Are you scared, Pandora?
Well, that's why we have you. And she just claps Pandora on the shoulder twice.
And what a convenient way to find out who it was.
Right. If they dump us, then, well,
Yay, we found the criminal and they're trying to murder us, so we murder them first, right? That's how you work.
Oh, no.
Oh.
well,
Is that not how that works?
Not
I'm
in an
actually-
ideal world, no. Actually, in an ideal world, we'd be avoiding the whole murder question altogether, but, right, we're wasting time.
Yes, let's go.
I adjust my sunglasses and they do not move.
Pandora goes to like the kitchen drawer
Mm-hmm.
and like pulls out a small revolver and like puts it in her pocket.
It's the best place for that.
How long has that been there?
Whoa!
Where in the world did you get that?
Well, sounded.
We have a
No.
stuttering
Connection
Lauren.
issue. We good?
Are we? Oh
Please
no.
hold.
Please hold while the network loads.
My goodness.
The
Buffering.
network is buffering.
At least we can explain away tech issues in this game.
Ah,
That's true. So Pandora's just standing there like,
Oh, yeah, Lauren,
Okay.
you're super
Robotic.
lagged and we can't hear you.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh,
I think we can
Hello?
hear you.
It might be easing up.
Hello. My name
Yeah.
is Pandora.
okay.
There we go.
That was
Okay.
weird because I could hear you the whole time, totally fine, like it wasn't.
Yeah.
robot.
Yeah,
It
you
was
cut
like
out
you're-
right after people
grabbing
were,
the
like,
revolver, and we
yeah,
were freaking
yeah.
out a little.
I've always had it.
Just like in the kitchen cabinet?
I mean,
That's incredibly dangerous.
do any of you know how to use it? It's not.
No.
And she like goes to another cabinet and pulls out the ammunition and starts loading.
Holy crap!
Honey thinks this is hilarious.
How many of those are in this kitchen?
Like, are you just packing heat all over the place in here?
No, just the one.
Okay. Cool. Well, cool.
Look, I
Right,
thought
okay,
it-
we're going to have an apartment meeting, I believe, when we get back, but for now we should probably get moving.
Yeah, yeah, yep.
We passed the short chart, and it has like D-family apartments.
Yup.
Exactly.
So, what kind of district is Emerald Heights? Do we know? Is it like a ritzy district?
Emerald Heights is a ritzy ass place. It's rich people live there, and poor people work for rich people there. That's pretty much it.
Okay, let's go scare some rich people and their housekeepers.
Yeah. Sure. Cool. Let's go.
All right, so you're gonna head over to Emerald Heights.
Yeah.
As you enter Emerald Heights, I believe at least one of you has a design test that
Me.
triggers when you enter a new place.
Me.
What is that?
So I have, as a courier, I have the design test reroute. So when I enter a server for the first time, I may engage in a test based on dash to determine if there is an escape route from this server to another one. I say where I'd like the shortcut to go. Admin sets the opportunity and difficulty accordingly.
And then there's a bunch of instructions for me.
And there's other stuff. So,
Where do you want a shortcut to go?
I think we should have a shortcut to our home server, yeah?
That sounds...
Seems
So straight home?
Yeah.
Okay.
There might be more guns in the cupboard.
yeah,
Home is where the guns are.
exactly.
It's going to be a bit of a big ask. So,
Could we shortcut it to Midtown?
Midtown? Yeah, Midtown. So I'm going to set the difficulty at a... difficulty is going to be at 11.
Okay.
And so that's your target number for this test. And the
Okay.
opportunity, I think, is going to be 3.
Okay.
And then we'll say 3 obstacles. So give me a hot second to put down a test track
Okay.
and talk about what it is we're actually doing for chat. So when the game asks you to roll a test, this is most of the game is tests. You determine a couple things. You determine how hard it's going to be based on sort of the fictional factors, or if it involves a program, maybe their stats. And that is the target number that the player is hoping to get on a given roll. Then you determine the opportunity, which is how many good things can you get out of this, right? So in a sense, you can have it go exactly where you want it to. You can have it do so quickly. You can have it do so in a way where you can lose people, perhaps. So that's why we've got 3 opportunity here. And then consequences are things that could go wrong that don't necessarily preclude the opportunities, right? So if you fail at any point, we check off one of the boxes for a consequence. A bad thing is true about this route. And if you get a success, we check off one of the opportunity boxes, and a good thing is true about this route. But the big important thing mechanically is what you're going to be doing is rolling a number of d6s equal to the opportunity. If you succeed, we check off that box, and the opportunity goes down to 2 in this case. So over the course of the test, you'll be rolling successively fewer dice. And if we reach the end of the opportunity track, hooray, overall things are good, you got what you wanted. If we reach the end of the consequence track, some bad things happen, and we will talk about that if it happens. So
Knowing
you've got a
me.
macro on your character sheet if you don't want to bother figuring out.
That's the test quick roller, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. I think I put in the right things.
All right. Ooh. Okay. And so what happened is Jess just rolled 3d6. She got a 3, a 2, and a 1. She took the 2 highest and then added the appropriate stat. In this case, it was dash. So a 3 and a 2 is 5, plus the 5 from your dash is 10, which is, in fact, less than, I believe the number I set was 11.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Cool.
Okay. So let me just scroll up and read to you
I'm
what
in
happened
fine form. Yeah. Go
when
for
you,
it.
when you fail a test attempt. So, here we go. Failure. If the result of the program's attempt is less than difficulty, it faces the consequences. I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to check a box. You're going to reduce your integrity by an amount equal to the test's difficulty reduced by your KSEC. So that's 11 minus your KSEC.
Alright, so 9.
9. Okay, so you're going to go down to 91. Integrity, chat, is HP, basically, and it's always capped at 100. It doesn't change. So you took that damage, and then I need to ask you a question. Who else knows about this path?
Ooh. I would say any other delivery runners.
So it's a well-known path.
Probably for folks who need to get there quick.
All right. Go ahead and roll again.
Same number?
Mm-hmm. Because you didn't get a success, so you don't lose dice.
Okay.
An 11. Fantastic. So you rolled 1 and 2 3s. So 6 plus 5 brings us to 11. That's a pass because it's just meter beat. So nothing bad happens to you. Don't lose any integrity. Where else does this path lead?
What else do we have around here? Bear with me as I look at our little mapsy map. I think it leads to Sky Lake.
Sky Lake. All right. Sort of a quiet residential district.
Yeah.
All right. So you got 1 success. That means your opportunities have gone from 3 to 2.
Okay.
I'll be rolling 2d6.
Neat.
Ooh. 17 with 2 6s.
Fuck yeah!
All
I
right.
think that's good.
Yep. All right. So, how can you access this location easily?
I'm going to say there might be some rooftop work involved. You have
Okay.
to go very,
So,
very upstairs.
Very upstairs.
so is it maybe like a series of walkways across?
Series of walkways and yeah, it's like walkways that are on the tops of buildings that maybe are not strictly for everyone to use.
Yeah, well, because like the idea with Emerald Heights is it's a series of high rises. So these are like enormous, like 100-story up catwalks.
Yeah, this is not for the average. Like they're not open to the public, but
Average program.
some of us use them anyway.
Yeah,
Because it's
Awesome.
faster.
that's so good. All right, and now here is where things get interesting. At the end of a test, when you only have 1 opportunity, you are only rolling 1 die, and so frequently this is where things get really complicated,
Oh.
fictionally.
Or,
a
yeah,
good one.
well, this is me, so we know what's going to happen.
So close. You got a 10. So I'm gonna mark off. Well, the consequences, you're going to take the 9 to your integrity.
Yep. Ow. Ow.
And then, what obstacles or costs are associated with this location?
Because we're running on highly elevated walkways, falling would be bad.
Okay, so it's not a safe path?
It is not safe.
Okay. And now this is going to be, either way, this is going to be the final roll of the test. So...
No pressure.
Can I help?
You cannot help on design tests unless you also have the design.
Okay, so I roll just one more, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Fuck my
With
life.
the 1.
That's like the lowest you could. That was the net 1, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
All
Yep,
right.
that's me doing what I do.
Why don't you use these catwalks anymore? Personally. You know they're there. They work, but why specifically don't you use them?
I don't know. It may have something to do with the time I might have crashed.
Okay, so you have you have a fear.
Yeah,
of
they're
this
scary.
place? Okay. So Dash is afraid of them. All right.
I mean, I would say they might be not entirely stable anymore.
Okay. Like falling apart, maybe?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay,
They're
falling
not
apart.
well maintained. Em's like, why are we taking this route ever?
I mean, you don't have to, but you do know it will take you directly to another server if you need it.
Yeah.
All right. So, arriving at the high-rise that contains Vanessa Shard's apartment, it's this enormous, brightly colored green and yellow structure, in sort of like stripes and polka dots and random eclectic patterns. And outside the front, there is this enormous pile of like pictures and books and flowers that are sort of a memorial to Vanessa that presumably her fans have left here. And there's a doorman working the door.
Oh. Well, maybe make it into the apartment. I'm not entirely sure. Huh. Okay.
What would you like to do?
Who wants to go talk to the door guy?
I'll go.
You should
got
go.
Halloween.
You're cute, so
Yeah.
Just charm him or something.
I'll,
yeah. Just be you. Everybody loves that.
Whether it's good for them or not. Okay, let's go. And
So you talk to this person.
I ground myself and look very sad about Vanessa's short passing. And I go and I look at the memorial and then I look at the doorman and I look at the memorial and I look at the doorman. Did you know Vanessa?
Not personally. No. I mean, I let her in because she lives here. But
No hi, no bye, no.
I sure, yeah. I just work here, lady.
Okay.
Sorry.
Wow. You must Keep this building safe, huh?
I try.
You sure?
Are you trying to like manipulate this person?
Yes.
Is that what's happening?
Yes, that is exactly what's occurring.
Yeah. So this sounds like a wink test to me, and this is a thing that people can help with.
Mhm.
So to clarify, you can't design tests can't be helped with unless another program has the same design and therefore has the expertise, because pretty much all of the design tests are establishing previous fiction in a sense, with the exception, I think, of the security protocol, which is still pretty singular. But with most tests, you can help. The only thing is you can only help once. You can only help with one attempt per test. There is an exception, which is if you have the firewalls commands library, which I believe, Jess, you do.
Yes.
So I'm gonna be nice because we're all new here, and if you would like to have loaded some of your commands so that you can get that bonus,
Okay.
I will allow you to do so.
Cool. So help me out a little. When I load those, how much how much does that take away from my load? Is it just like 1-to-1?
It's one, yeah.
Okay.
So there are some things like advanced matrices, which like adjust how your brain works essentially, or processes, which are passive effects that will have a set load amount that is greater than 1.
Gotcha.
But the general rule is anytime an item is added to storage or memory or processes, it imposes a load of 1, which
Gotcha.
reduces your overall power.
All right, cool.
So it's effectively like skill points, right? It's just that when you unload it, you get them back.
Sure. It kind of makes me think of like when you, in Dragon Age, when you have a concentration spell up, effectively, it takes away a chunk of your MP for that time.
Yeah, precisely.
All right, cool. I am going to load Encourage.
Okay.
And give her a boost.
All right, so you're using Encourage. Can you read that out for us?
Sure. So that is provides the targeted program with a +3 bonus to any one prime parameter. The process generated by this command, Positive Attitude, reserves 2 Elegance.
Yes. Oh, shit, which needs to get renamed to Power. My bad.
Power, sorry.
So yeah, when you use that, then it reserves more. That produces a little process in your processes inventory. So for those of you watching at home who can't look at our character sheets, the characters in Become are essentially composed of a handful of lists that contain the different parts of like your brain and your inventory and all that. And they're itemized specifically because I can fuck with them if we enter combat. If they start fighting things, I can corrupt those items and they don't have access to them anymore. So you'll add something to you'll add the Positive Attitude to your processes slot. And which stat are you boosting on? Honey?
For Honey, I think I will boost Wink.
Okay. And what does that look like? Like, how does your encouragement manifest?
I think she'll take Honey aside a moment and just be like,
Okay, you got this. Just be yourself. Be cute little Honey, and he will be all over you and give you whatever you want. Remember, zero-sum game, right?
Right.
You got it. Get in there.
Fire light in her eyes.
We see like
The bow starts to glow.
raise a fist and like fire lights in the background behind you.
Yeah.
You can do it.
All right. Oh.
Okay, so you've got a +3 bonus to your wink right now. What are you trying to get out of this guy? Like, what's your goal? What do you want out of this interaction? You want inside?
I want inside, and I want any information he has about the day that they discovered the crime scene in Vanessa Shards. If he was the guy on duty, then I don't know.
Okay.
there 3 things?
I
Or
think
yeah, it depends on the level.
I think the difficulty here, because he's good at his job, is this gonna be another difficulty 11,
Mhm.
and the opportunity. I don't think it can give you a lot, honestly. So I think the opportunity is 2,
Mhm.
consequences are 3,
Oh boy.
which is good technically, because the more chances you have to fail and keep trying, the better. So difficulty in a lot of ways is regulated by the ratio of opportunities to consequences. All right. So unless someone is helping with this first attempt, you'll be rolling 2 dice. Does anybody want to help with this first try? And if so, how?
So
I was
Dash did the dash thing, right?
Yes, which is like a mechanical thing that gave you a bonus, but
Mhm.
you can fictionally help with a test.
Okay.
Okay.
Any of you? I look over my shoulder.
I'm gonna help the second test, I think, because the math says you have a better shot on this test.
Okay. That is true. So,
I believe, Jess, you can help twice because you've got one firewall command loaded into your memory, right?
Yes. I think that's how that also works.
Okay.
I can lend a hand.
if we want one guaranteed success, this is probably the way to get it. But yeah, let's see. Okay, so I am rolling 2d6.
First, Jess, how are you helping? In what way are you assisting with the, like, disarming this guy and getting you all inside?
I think, yeah, if he's not quite buying it, Dash is gonna step in and try to like play it up like, no, you don't understand. She is Vanessa's biggest fan. We just want to get in and just take one look, pay our respects, and then we'll go. It'll be fine. Nobody has to know.
Oh my god, I love this character. All right, so yeah, you're rolling 3 dice. So for the macro, go ahead and just set the opportunity to 3.
3, submit.
Mm-hmm.
Parameters wink.
Yep.
And that's a 14 with...
Yeah, that
Girl.
that passes.
Yeah.
So,
So I am just all waterworks and big
Sweet
puppy eyes
babe.
right now.
I'm so sorry. Please don't cry. Shit. Yeah, I guess maybe you can come in for a little bit. I guess maybe.
Really?
Yeah, it'll have to be quick,
Oh,
right?
you mean the world to me. It will only be a few minutes, I promise.
Right. Go ahead and roll your second attempt.
I'll have this time, and I'll just
Okay.
I'll come up behind Honey, and I imagine Honey to be quite short.
Okay.
Is
Yeah.
Honey short?
Honey's pretty short. How tall is Pandora?
Pandora's probably like 5'10", like she's
5'10".
statuesque and
Yeah,
a model.
Honey's like 5'2".
okay.
Sweet Bab.
So Pandora will come up and put her hand on Honey's shoulder, like kind of comfortingly, and bat her eyelashes at the doorman and say, "Thank you. I'd really appreciate it if you could help my little sister."
And I think he's a little put off guard by, like, suddenly there are 3 women who are talking to him and trying to get in the door, and he's like seeing this situation fall out of his control. And roll your second attempt. This will be with 2 dice.
With 2 dice, right? Okay. Hang on.
Because you've got the one helping die from Pandora.
Are we all just like standing in a row, batting our eyelashes at this man?
I think I'm hanging back, just like arms folded, just like
Looking
watching.
cool.
Like as like the figure, like the responsible adult here with all these like children who are a huge fan of this radio personality. I'm like, I'm their babysitter. I'm here to make sure they don't like fuck anything up in the apartment. I'm trying to project and like an aura of like, there is a responsible adult here. Oh, good.
At least one person looks like they have their shit together.
Yeah.
So you rolled a 10. Is this not including the +3 from Encourage?
Not including the +3 from Encourage, which
Okay.
I believe went away after the first one.
No, I believe
It
Encourage.
stays, I think, as long as it's loaded, and I'm reserving the power.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
so-
with Encourage, that's a 13.
Dash is sacrificing her functionality in a limited sense to increase yours.
Okay. With Encourage, that's a 13.
That's a 13. So you pass, and he's like, okay, all right. It's just it's on the 95th floor. Just, don't make a mess, I guess.
Totally
Looks-
cool. It'll be
Don't
fine.
worry, don't worry.
Looks to you, Linda. Please, just I don't know, keep an eye on them. Something.
I've got it. Thank you so much.
Hey, listen, buddy, for your trouble, you like Midtown? Like Vinny's? Have you been there? It's great. Here, free delivery for you next time.
Oh, thanks, he says, and you're like already inside.
Yep.
Yeah.
We see-
Pandora will as she walks in, brush her arm against his chest and say, "Thank you so much. I appreciate it."
And so we just see the door swing closed, and he just looks up and out across the street and asks, "Why did I do that?"
The honey effect.
The hoodie effect. You got the elevator up to the 95th floor, which is there are 96 floors on this particular building. So she's right below the penthouse. There's a hallway with probably 4 apartments in total, including hers.
Mm-hmm.
And walking down, reaching the door, it is locked. It also has this police line "Do not cross" tape
Means
over
nothing to us.
Professor, this looks like a thing you can do.
You open the door.
Let's see. So what would that be to hack this door? This is something I'm not entirely sure how this part works.
So hacking a door would probably be a shimmy test,
Okay.
because you're doing fine manual dexterity.
Yeah.
So the stats for chat are, and because I like saying them all at once, crash, dash, wink, think, shimmy, and shakedown. So shimmy is the fine motor skills parameter. So you'd be using that, and since you are a computer and you have Ace Hacker, when you engage in a test that involves hacking, you can roll an additional die on one attempt. You can basically help yourself.
Okay.
And I think the opportunity here is 3. It's pretty standard. A
Am
lot
I
of testing.
able to move my firewall, or do I have to do something for that to happen?
You would have to, in essence, yes. In actual game terms, because this would matter if we were in the middle of combat or something, you would have to drop the previous one. And start
Drop it
over.
and then start over. Okay,
Yeah.
but
You can't
outside
have-
of. Sorry, I was just saying
Outside of combat, it doesn't matter because
Okay.
nothing takes time outside of combat.
Okay.
You can run multiple instances of it. It just continues to
Dwindle the
deplete
load.
power.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I would like to drop the one from Honey because I think we got what we wanted out of that, and give Linda a boost.
Okay, so
How do you boost Linda?
That's a good question. Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh.
Who's already she's getting her tools out, putting gloves on, clearly in business mode.
Yep. So, a moment to describe Dash because it's probably important for context. This is looks roughly college age kid, probably late 1920, something like that. hoodie, like slightly oversized hoodie, track pants basically, and running shoes. Looks clean, but that's like roll out of bed aesthetic, but in the nice way. So yeah, she's just gonna be leaning over and looking at everything you've got and being very interested and excited, and
Well, it looks like you've got everything in order. You're gonna get us in there pretty quick, yeah?
Yes, as soon as I am able to get started, would you mind moving your hand?
Oh, right. Sure, sorry. I will give you your space, and you are gonna be awesome at this like you always are.
Right, well,
Good luck.
we'll see about that, but okay.
You feel oddly touched.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
My God, I love this.
I want to see what you do for all of us.
This is the most wholesome run of this game I've ever seen. So the difficulty on this test is 13.
13? Okay.
Mhm.
I have an extra die
You do not have an extra die right now. You have a +3.
from my hacker thing, if I choose to use that.
If you're going to use it now, yeah.
Okay.
on top of a +3.
Oh, let's see. Maybe I want to use that for another one since they're
You're going to
Well-
start with 3 dice.
the 3 stays, so there's no reason for me not to use it in this first attempt. Okay. Oops.
Okay.
Well, that's not right.
Uh,
That is the wrong button that I pressed.
Oh my lordy.
Sorry.
That's free on
I
that.
did not roll a 33. I'm sorry. What was the opportunity again? You said 3?
Opportunity is 3. If you're using your Ace Hacker for this attempt, it would go up to 4.
Okay.
You'd be rolling 4 dice.
All right. So 13 with the +3.
Whew, just barely making it with a
Ooh.
2 and 2 1s.
Dying.
Ooh.
So, you've got your tools in the lock, and I think you recognize the make of the lock, and so you make quick work of getting the pins in place, and you hear a click. You've got the lock picked, but in order to not make a ruckus or leave a mark, you're going to have to be very careful about pulling them back out. So
Okay.
this is where your second attempt is going to come in. This is with 2 dice.
Okay. It's 2 dice and the +3. Oh, wow. This is going to be an entire heck.
An entire heck. Or an entire hack.
Ah!
Oh.
Huh.
Oh.
Oh, wait. No, +3.
Yeah,
14.
and 11 plus 3 is 14. So
Yeah.
you just barely... So what was about to make some noise and give away that you were breaking into someone's apartment that you catch before it's too late?
I wish I knew how locks actually work in order to answer this question.
Not even a
Um,
lot.
Play more Skyrim.
I think it's more. I think it's more simple.
Oh
than that.
god.
Huh?
Play more
I said play more
Skyrim.
Skyrim.
Why do you attack me this way, Dylan?
No, I think it's a more situational than that. I think let's say, are we cool with saying the dash is just like right up and like in my
Totally.
business is going on
Totally.
and like actually accidentally like knocks something and so one of my tools actually starts to fall and I
That
managed to catch
absolutely
it.
would happen.
Okay,
Nice.
then that's
Alright.
what happens.
Ah! Oh, sorry.
Step back, please.
Right.
The professional do for job.
Yep, I was just watching. You're my favorite professor. Professor.
Thank you, but please stand back.
Okay.
She goes to the other side of the hallway.
All right, you are now down to 1 die. So you're going to need a 5 or a 6.
It's gonna go fine. All right, let's see. Get nope.
That's you can swear. You can swear on the stream.
Really?
Can't we?
Okay, good.
Totally.
This is not. Become is not a kid's game.
I'm gonna say only time of my entire every time I've been on stream that I've actually caught myself before I dropped it. We'll see. Go figure.
All right,
That's the
so
entire
that's-
reason my chat has my stream has the adult warning on it. It's just because of the cussing.
People can
Anyway, yeah. So get wrecked. That's a crit.
All right, yeah. You pull the picks out, and you see there are no scratches left on the locks. Everything is as it should be. You can pretty easily get under the tape without disturbing it, and you're, as they say, in like Flynn.
Right.
That's what they say.
Now then.
Woo!
I've never heard
Nice job.
Have you really never heard that before?
No.
Is that that's not just me, right?
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, I've definitely heard that. Yeah.
All right. So entering Vanessa Shard's apartment, it's large.
Can I just go ahead and load do a corruptor?
Yes, you can. So let's talk about loading commands real quick. So most of the actions, or actually every action that isn't part of a test that a player program makes is by way of commands, which are sort of like abilities or spells if you play a lot of D&D. Everybody has 4 that are the same 4. They're the basic commands that you always have access to. And then in this case, because this is a one-shot, I gave them access to some extra ones. So each one has a library, which is sort of like a school of magic, continuing with a D&D analogy. It's a collection of related commands that do similar things. So you, Pandora, have the Corruptor's library. So if you want to load some, you can, out of combat, use the load command from library, basic command, which says you load any number of commands from one library into selected memory slots. So yes, you may load any number of corruptors.
All right, I'm gonna load cripple and disrupt.
Okay.
I will give them slot numbers on set.
Okay, and that will also give you passive bonuses to tests that involve feats of strength. So, walking into Vanessa's apartment, it's dark. Obviously, the lights have all been left off because no one lives here anymore. But the space is large. Opposite the door, we see floor-to-ceiling windows that look out on the vibrant, glittering towers and buildings of the network. All of the furniture in here is super modernist. There's some fairly I'm forgetting the art movement, the fucking
Art Deco?
constructivist.
Oh, constructivist.
Yes, there's some constructivist art on the walls. Off to one side, there's a kitchenette area with an island and whatnot. Up ahead, there's a sofa and whatnot, and then ahead and to the right, there's a door that presumably leads into the bedroom. But across one wall, splashed, is this red, jittering, glitchy substance, which most programs would see just as blood, but which is corrupted data. And I think this is a good point for us to take our break for the night. So, Jess, I'm gonna let you explain how that works.
So we are going to step away for around about 10 minutes. I encourage all of you to do likewise. Take yourselves a break, get some water, stretch a little bit, and we will come back and try to solve this mystery. Maybe.
With our highly competent crew.
Yep.
Just
Yep.
have hijinks. Either way.
Either way, it'll be a great time.
Why not both?
Yeah. We'll see you in 10 minutes, friends.
Hello.
with part 2-ish, well, the second half of our little one-shot of Become. Dylan's game. I will eventually learn camera orientation in Zoom versus the overlay that I did design.
My trick is I try to imagine the overlay in actual physical space around me. That helps.
That's what I tried to do, but I apparently don't know my left versus my right. So I'm left-handed, okay? Let's just say that's why.
Sure.
We're back. We're gonna do some stuff in Vanessa's apartment, apparently, and
Yes,
try to solve this mystery.
Very illegally entered.
What are you talking about? The door guy let us in.
The doorman let us in.
Mm-hmm.
And then we picked the lock, but you know.
It was so easy to pick. It's like it meant to be open.
Semantics.
Right.
He knows we're up here, which is probably not a great thing. But you know.
We didn't give him our names, so it's fine.
Actually, we didn't.
We're certainly not a recognizable group at all.
Yeah,
No.
you don't all have a unique identifying trait. So you've entered this room. You've got sort of the kitchen area off to the left. You've got a little bit of a living room area ahead of you where there's this splatter of blood. And then you have the doorway off ahead and to the right that is presumably leading into her bedroom. What would you like to do?
Envy this place a little bit.
It's, yeah, like
Stand in
the
wonder.
The entire square footage of your apartment that fits all four of you is probably the same as
Her
this
living
room.
room.
Living room. Yeah.
We all just have a communal moment where we all just get really depressed about our current living situation.
Wow. Okay, we should look around, right?
Oh, right in the 7 doors. But anyway.
Look around, yes, and don't touch anything.
What about if we have to open a
Nope.
door to get to another room?
All right. Well, you can open the door, but no taking anything, no moving anything. Just be careful.
Slowly take my hand away from the bowl where keys go. I won't touch anything.
Did we lose a
Okay.
Lauren? She looks possibly
Oh.
frozen.
Hello?
Okay,
I can hear you. Your webcam is frozen.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
so
your
sorry.
face isn't moving.
I hope it's a
That's-
funny face.
It's just a very
It's okay.
serious, focused face.
Oh no.
Pandora is stuck in T pose and just sort of sliding.
Pandora's
Right.
glitched out a little bit.
Yeah. All the
Um,
processing power for this room is
if
going
you
to
need, if you need to leave the call and jump back in, Lauren, it'll be fine because you're the last person.
Okay.
So it won't break the cameras.
I mean, I if you'd like me to, I mean, I'm fine. Like
Yeah. Rose. Yeah. It's up to you. We
It's
can
up to
hear
you.
you.
You can just toggle your video.
Yeah, toggle the video on off. That might help.
If that doesn't fix it, hey!
Hey! All right, now you are in
Alrighty.
motion,
Okay.
no longer in T pose.
So,
Oh, I have a class or oh my god,
Design.
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 Thank you. I have a design thing that I can do when I enter a new subsystem. But if honey, there was something you wanted to do before then.
I was just gonna scope the join out. So if it is
Oh, you do!
scoping things out, I'm mostly just like obviously, especially in a place like this, there is a place for everything and everything in its place, and I'm just looking for things that aren't that. Besides the blood spatter on the wall. So,
Okay.
but yeah, if that feeds into whatever Linda's trying to do.
Yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, so you're investigating, you're like checking in drawers and looking for physical evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's resolve Linda's design test first. Oh,
We got a host.
Uh,
Thank you, Lindy.
thanks, Lindy. You rock. When you examine a subsystem or object for the first time, you engage in a test based on Think to determine meta information about it. You state what kind of information you'd like to look for. Administrator sets the opportunity difficult accordingly. So what kind of information do you want about this about this apartment?
So the only thing that's standing out as odd at this moment is the corrupted data.
Mhm. So
But-
the meta information is about the location specifically.
The
So-
location specifically.
yeah.
Okay, I see. All right. Gosh.
Although I guess you could treat the blood spatter as an object if you wanted to.
Yeah, I think that would make more sense because I don't know that I'm going to get much valuable information about like this sure isn't an apartment, unless we were to treat that similarly to how what Honey was looking for, like things that look like they've been moved or rummaged through, like as well looking at like since this place is very put together, like it would be pretty easy to like kind of finagle an idea of things that are not in their place. But I also don't want to necessarily like copy exactly what Honey was trying to do.
That would be that wouldn't be part of your design test. That would just be a regular think test that you two would collaborate on.
Okay, I see. In that case, yeah, I'm gonna examine this this data corruption, and just try to figure out, I guess, not sure exactly what specific information to look for that would be helpful in this, like in terms of figuring out a whodunit situation. Because it's not like a way to find out a weapon since there's no sort of body or anything. In that case, why don't you?
There is splattered data, right? Like the blood, the corruption is splattered around. So you could theoretically reverse engineer the weapon and the body position and all that.
Okay. In that case, I think that's what I'm gonna probably try to do.
Okay. I think this is an opportunity. It's an opportunity 2, right? Because you could learn, what the murder weapon was. You could learn information about like the setup of the crime scene. And the consequences. What could go horribly wrong as you try to do this?
Oh no.
Don't like that. Don't like
That's
that
a
one bit.
face. That sure
That's
is
not-
a face.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. This is a 2 consequence test,
Right. Okay.
and difficulty is 13 again.
Do you need a boost?
This is a little outside of my normal area of expertise, so the boost would be helpful. Yes.
Okay.
So this is gonna be what, a thing?
Think. Yeah.
Boost.
Okay.
So how do you boost her think, her processing power?
Well, I could either encourage her once again with my positive attitude.
What if I just like, without even looking at you, I just like extend my hand for a high five or something.
Yep.
Like, you got this, Professor. Remember, you're my favorite.
Dash like reels all the way back and just smacks down with his hand with the full force of her body.
She's just like, wham!
A glass counter in the kitchen rattles.
Right. Well, that was bracing. Thank you.
Yep.
And she's gonna sit on the couch and watch.
We're all going to watch very closely.
So what does it look like when you start processing the information of this corrupted data? Like what does that look like for you?
I think what it looks like for me is the sunglasses that don't move. Just like a full on like a scanner bar just goes across back and forth.
Nice. All right, Linda's the
Hear
Cylon.
noise.
So this is op 2. So you're gonna go ahead and roll 2 dice.
Okay. All right.
We're looking for, because you've got the +3, you're looking for a 10 or better. A 14. All right.
That was one hell of a high five.
Yeah. So that's
I give
a
the
total
best
of
high
17
fives.
that.
17, yeah.
Yeah. So you're analyzing this blood, and it was the murder weapon was, you believe, a gun.
Hmm.
So there was a single shot. And that's it.
Okay.
So you've managed to sort of assess the arrangement of the particles to be like, this came from a gunshot. And now you're gonna roll again with only one die. Try and see if you can figure out what the scene was like.
Okay.
Can I help when she's like, "Oh, it was a gun," and I can be like, "Can I help with like my knowledge of guns and how?"
Cannot help with a design test.
Oh, right. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Curses.
An 11 plus 3 is 14, and that passes. So just FYI, the consequences I had thought up were that you were going to take on corruption yourself. I was going to corrupt some.
I figured as much. That's why I was like, you need some help.
Don't like that.
Yeah, no, your help really helped. You saved Linda's bacon there.
That could have gotten bad.
So, what you figure out as you like, we see like lines getting drawn from various points on the spatter out to various points in space, and Vanessa would have had to have been like low to the ground, like maybe 2 feet off the ground, and the shot was from directly in front.
Okay.
And it was close range.
Right. Okay. So it looks like this was done with the gun, certainly. Single shot. But what's odd is that it seems like it was done as if she was almost lying down. Like right here. Is where she would have had to have been standing.
Was she on her knees?
Could have been.
Doing what, though?
I don't know.
So as
Linda's-
game. Oh, yeah, sorry. Dylan, are you describing like a mob style execution?
No, because that would have been an upward, like
An
shooting
upward-
down angle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so either they were both crouching, or the gunman was very short.
That
I
seems
find
kind of weird.
that highly unlikely. Although I suppose it's a possibility, so we can't entirely disregard it. If I crouch down and like look around like from that level, is there anything like down here? Like
I think this is a good time for us to roll into some investigation into a
right.
think test. So, who would like to roll the think test to investigate the apartment?
My think is 4. Mine's pretty good.
I think mine is 5. Let me check. Yeah, 5.
Okay.
I've also been rolling a lot though, so if someone else wants to take this one, just so we can like see what happens.
I mean, do you really want me to do that?
I have a.
I mean,
think.
that's
So
a really good point.
Do we want to succeed or do we want to fail? That's the question.
Well,
Dylan's like, no, please, let just do it.
Anyone can do it. And keep in mind, people can help.
Yeah.
I'll
you-
help whoever decides.
Yeah, I'll help. I mean, I don't think it's like. I mean, if Linda is the best at think, then Linda should roll a think.
okay.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right. Okay.
What was the parameter I was boosting for you for the thing you just did? Was it think?
That was also think. So
Okay,
yeah,
then I'm
we're good to keep that up.
my encouragement stands.
Yeah, my hand is still stinging from that high five.
You still remember that
It is
excellent
with
high
me.
five.
Just a second while I think that's good. So it's going to be an op 2.
Mhm.
Difficulty is only 11, but your consequences are only 2.
Okay.
So you get one free, quote unquote,
Oh,
failure.
right. Because of the think test.
So go ahead. Is anybody helping with this attempt?
I'll help.
You're gonna be rolling 3 dice. And actually, to make this more fun, another way you can handle helping dice is the helping program can roll the d6. So let's do that. So go ahead and roll your 3 dice, and Julie, go ahead and roll 1d6. Just
This
to
is
put
going to end fantastically.
Pretty good. All right.
Okay.
So
Honey's distracted by all the nice things in here.
so chat. I think your total, Linda, came to a 15.
Mhm.
The helping die from Honey is a 1. So Honey, what about your assistance isn't particularly helpful?
I think Honey has like some serious apartment everything going on at the moment. So she's very distracted by all of the lovely things that could be in their apartment that aren't in their apartment currently.
Are you trying to figure out how to just like squat here?
I'm trying
What
to
if we
figure
just
out if I can
didn't
get
leave?
anything in my bag without Linda noticing.
Is my purse big enough for that? I wonder.
I mean, do I have my Mary Poppins Hammerspace carpet bag with me?
Of course, always.
Okay. Although, like, that still like takes up spaces in my inventory and things like that. But anyway, so yeah, that's like my train of thought right now is like trying to figure out how I can get like, you know, that
So you're looking for
something.
stuff. It's just the stuff you're looking for happens to also be stuff that you want.
I am like mentally putting a credit value on everything, and I'm just super distracted.
It's like, how do I get that $10,000 credit standing vase into my bag without Linda noticing?
All right.
That's what's happening right now.
Linda, what you find is you find a receipt that's less of like a printed receipt and more of like every transaction that happens on the network has some kind of record to it.
Mhm.
This is much more of like a handwritten note, and it is a receipt for a gun. It was purchased
Oh.
2 days before Vanessa's murder.
Is there any sort of identifying information on this receipt, or is it just like transaction, gun, X amount of money, surcharge?
Let me double check. Yes, there's a name for the vendor that sold it to her. That name is Reggie X.
GX.
A vendor, you said.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And because you have discovered a secret, everybody earns a point of experience that you may immediately spend boosting one of the current values for your stats
Oh, cool.
up by 1.
Excellent.
Sure, I'm gonna give myself 6 wink if that's okay.
That's all right.
Boosted
The
my
wink,
thank to
yes.
5.
Hmm.
I'm as smart as the professor now.
Not anymore, because I was supposed to mind 6.
No! I will never be as great as Linda.
Are we just creating like the senpai notice me dynamic? Is that what we're going for here?
I
Okay.
guess.
God.
Oh my god. Okay, so that's your first attempt. You get a second attempt, now rolling only 2 dice unless somebody is helping on this attempt.
Yeah, I'll help with my aforementioned trying to know things about guns and how they work.
Okay.
Trying to know things about guns.
Well, no, that's like my aforementioned trying.
Yeah.
Wherein
Yeah, so
I was
you're-
like, I
Pandora
know how
knows
guns
things
work.
about guns.
Yeah, so you're sharing your expertise with potentially violent crime situation.
She's like our bullet forensics person right now because she's shot guns a lot.
I mean, no, not necessary.
Hands-on experience.
Totally.
Pandora's been through some stuff, okay?
Okay.
Aw,
All right.
sweet
I'll allow
baby
it.
girl.
So you'll be rolling 3 dice.
Okay, do you want me to
Actually,
roll all three this
roll,
time?
You roll 2 and then
Okay.
you roll a
Oh
d6.
my god!
Oh my fucking god.
Girl.
Wow, that was one hell of... okay.
I mean, you did help.
I think Senpai
So-
noticed you.
Chat, that's another set of 2 6s on the dice, and then Pandora got a 3. So Jesus, knocking it out of the park. Yeah, you find another item. You find more material evidence. Where is it? Yes. You find a shortcut, which is a type of item. If you had time to check the item section of the rulebook, you would know what it does. But since your character's at no, I'm just going to explain it also for the chat. Shortcuts take you from one place to another, like a shortcut on your computer. They essentially open a door between the location and then like where you are and the location where they're created. But important detail is that shortcuts need to be maintained by what's called an executable, which is sort of just a activatable item, right? If that executable stops running, then the shortcut stops working.
So we could potentially use this, like go through this shortcut.
Yeah, theoretically.
It also
It probably leads somewhere.
no longer active.
Excellent. I want to go through it.
I also want to go through it.
What does this
Duh.
thing, like look like in
It's a ticket. It's like a train ticket.
Okay.
And you use it by tearing it in half.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
That's pretty sweet. The minute Dash sees that, if nobody stops her, she's gonna grab for it and try to tear it.
I think, yeah, I mean, I think she does, and I think after.
Oh, hold on, I'm holding it.
Oh,
Do I not have a say in this?
I think you have several compulsions that are getting invoked by this.
Yeah, this is like. This sounds like this would create complications.
Yep.
I would kind of like, okay, then, yeah, Pandora would be like,
Oh, let me see.
it might not be safe.
Hold on.
Ah.
Perhaps I should go first.
Well, hold on. We don't even know where this leads. Is there any
Okay,
sort of-
but there's a really easy way to find out, and that's to go there.
Oh well. What if it's dangerous? What if something's there waiting for us? What? We don't know anything about this.
That's why I'll go first.
Okay, but I'm right behind you.
You three.
All right. Is there any? Hold on.
It's okay, Professor. You don't have to get glitched out.
Well, there are plenty of reasons it could indeed not be okay. I can think of several.
You also haven't finished investigating the apartment.
Yeah. I think that's probably what I'm gonna try to.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, we should.
We should find out a little more before we decide to go jumping into who knows where.
Yeah,
Okay,
we should-
fine. I'm gonna go look in the bedroom for stuff.
Okay.
Right. Don't touch anything again,
Yep,
everyone.
yep.
Just hands to yourselves.
Just investigating with my eyeballs and maybe my fingers once in a while.
No, none of those.
I found the cat.
None of those fingers.
I will join I just realized one of my compulsions is to keep the group on task. So
Mhm.
I will in fact. I mean, I think
it's probably
yeah.
hilarious.
I do think that going through is like a good next step in the investigation, but
Yeah.
I think if there's like an office, this apartment probably has an office. I would check that.
Yeah, I think she's got a bedroom, and I think there's like a.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a huge bedroom.
But she's got like a desk in there, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Dash was kind of aiming for, was just to start looking amongst like, you know, receipts or things that you leave on the nightstand kind of thing, or a desk if she had it in there.
All right. So the two of you are going to go poke around in the bedroom. Well, Linda, you finish up your investigation. So it sounds to me like Dash is helping with this attempt by poking around in the bedroom.
Yeah.
So Linda, I'm going to need you to roll 1. And
Okay.
Dash, you also are going to roll 1d6.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Historically, this has gone well.
All right, so it's a 4 for help. Oh my god! And
Linda, you maniac!
Just give her the whole
From Linda.
adventure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Linda, you
Don't
see
forget she's getting
into
that like
the
plus
code.
3,
We see
too.
like lines of green text, and it's straight up the Matrix. No, what you find, and I think you actually do find this with the help of Dash, is Dash is sort of like moving things around and like picking things up and just
Absolutely
generally
touching all the
rearranging.
things.
Touching everything.
But as she does so, you see a crumpled piece of paper hidden underneath something that Dash is moving. And pulling it out, it is a sheet of paper with magazine letters cut out. That is, in essence, a death threat. It is somebody saying that they are going to kill Vanessa.
Oh boy. Well, they followed through.
What'd you find?
Oh, well, looks like we've unearthed a death threat.
Oh wow, yikes.
So I suppose that explains the gun buying.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty
Well, in
much
theory.
like straight up executing on a death threat, kinda, right?
Well, we don't know for sure.
What's it
but
say?
What does it say?
I don't have exact words written down.
Okay,
It's
just
But it's like it's some creepy you're super important and so I'm gonna kill you for it
Cool.
thing.
Excellent.
It's weird. It also like doesn't have a whole lot of internal consistency to it, honestly.
Okay.
right.
Something's weird about that.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know. There's just something off.
Yeah.
Like it feels like it wasn't written by the same person. It'd be like if all 4 of us wrote like a sentence in one letter. You know what I mean?
That
I do.
was pretty silly.
What would the point of writing a note like that be?
They
I don't
want
know.
us
Maybe
to
they're
look
psycho.
back. I mean, like, think about it. This person probably at least tried to kill Vanessa Shard. If it made sense, we'd be able to track them. I mean, if I were writing a letter like that, I would make sure that it didn't sound like me.
Yeah, maybe.
Possible. Well, Oh, by the way, Honey,
Hmm.
do you know anything about this? And I pass Honey the receipt for the gun.
This is a receipt for a gun.
Yes, thank you.
Seriously? Wow. A plus.
I'm just said in a very dry tone of voice, like, yeah.
Why,
Jokingly,
yes.
you know, like jabbing. Anyway, sorry. So yeah, there is he for the gun. Do I know this vendor?
Reggie X, you probably know of them. I don't think you know them personally. They're a hacker. They work in black market malware,
Oh,
Cool.
which guns are technically malware.
yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know him personally, but he's a hacker. He deals with malware. Like they're a hacker. They deal with malware. Would I know where they can be found, or?
I don't think you know off the top of your head. You could try and track them down with some kind of a test.
Some kind of test.
Yeah. I will also say, for meta purposes, technically, Linda, you can use your research test on each of these objects if you can think of a thing that you want to. Because this is when you examine an object for the first time.
Oh, okay.
If you can think of something specific that you want to know about them.
Oh, okay. It is any of them. All right. If anyone else has something they want to do, I'm going to need to think on this for a hot second.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, is there like a diary or something that I can find? That's what I want to do.
You do not see a diary here. It seems like she didn't really keep a whole lot of records. There might be No, actually, yeah, no, there's nothing here. There's no diary, there's no notebook. Which, given that you know that she writes books,
Seems weird.
maybe a little odd.
Yes, I will point. I mean, isn't Vanessa a writer? It would be strange for her to not have
Manuscripts and stuff?
Yeah, it's very clean.
Huh. Weird.
Should we perhaps take a closer look at her writing desk then?
Dash will keep digging.
Yeah, I thought that's what we did. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were looking at
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, sorry.
You have searched the apartment.
Okay.
Okay. I have a quick question about this executable, or sorry, the shortcut. Is there a way to find out where it leads, or is that just always
That is, if you want that to be the kind of information you want to look for.
Yeah, I think that is the only way that I'm going to be able, with my compulsions, to go through this shortcut, is to have some sort of concept of what we're going into.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think this is an op 1.
Okay.
And the consequences are also 1. Your difficulty is what's the difficulty? I think the difficulty is a 10.
Okay.
So that's essentially a free win for you. But an important thing to remember is if you roll all 1s in a test, regardless of the ultimate, like whatever it adds up to, if you roll all 1s, you fail.
Right. Okay. So,
You got a
and this
1
is a one. Okay. So I'm rolling 2 dice because of the
1 because you're not
the
hacking.
one, a run, not hacking. Yes, gotcha. Okay.
But you
Cool.
should, if this is a think test of any kind,
Right.
it's still, you still have
You
plus
still
3.
have the plus 3.
Yeah. Okay, I
your
think
chance.
my roll 20 is broken.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh wait, no, it did show up. Okay, never mind.
It's the
Sorry, it did like the flash red thing for me for a second.
Oh, weird. That's
We're hacking roll 20.
It's because you were only rolling 1 dice, but it says keep the 2 highest, so I think they were. That
Oh,
roll-
maybe.
Oh my god!
So you rolled a 5, plus 6, plus 3. Yeah, you succeeded.
I would like to fail at some point. Some consequences sound cool.
I can.
Engage in some tests.
Yeah.
So you can suss out where this thing is supposed to go, and it goes here. It goes to the apartment.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's weird.
Well, I suppose it's a convenient way to get home. She just carried with her everywhere. But
That's true.
I think this might be what the killer used.
To get in? But it's
Shortcuts are single use.
Yeah.
but it's
would've
not
thought.
it hasn't been used. So
Huh. You know, we have an easy in if we need to come back here.
that's true.
good
Also-
point.
Haven't seen a shortcut engine running in the apartment. You've checked all of the rooms here, and you haven't seen like they're like machines essentially. You haven't seen them. They're very noticeable.
So, is it safe to assume that the executable used to run it is probably no longer around?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
And so you have uncovered your second secret. The shortcut in Vanessa's apartment no longer works. Everyone gets XP.
Yay.
Hey.
It seems like people have been taking things from this apartment.
Something is not adding up.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And Dylan, the cap on the stat increase is
3.
3. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't improve a stat 3 points beyond wherever it started at until you die.
Cool.
Which is fun.
Cool.
Yeah, when you die, you don't die forever. You respawn.
Yep. Oh, and a question.
Mhm.
When because I assume we're eventually gonna book it out of this place.
Mhm.
Our integrity has to be at a certain percentage
80,
to move through.
It needs to be 81 or higher.
Okay.
And I believe you're at 82.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So you're fine.
If only just.
Don't you also have an ability that can the keep it moving ability?
That
That
only
works
works on people other than programs other than myself. I can't use it on myself.
Oh.
Mhm.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I think you can engage in a scrubbing test
Yeah.
used to heal yourself, but it takes time.
Hmm.
Mm.
Definitely.
All right. So,
Hmm.
what do we do next? I mean, I guess we could go talk to this agent.
The agent, Reggie X.
The hacker?
Reggie X? Yeah.
Find out
Okay.
the circumstances under which the gun was purchased, possibly.
I think the 3 names you have right now, actually 2 names, but 3 people, are Tybalt, who is Vanessa's agent, Reggie X, who's the malware vendor that sold Vanessa the gun, and
brother.
Vanessa's brother, who you don't know their name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So what? Do we go talk to the Reggie about the gun thing?
I mean, Reggie might be able to point us in the right direction, whether that means Vanessa's brother or Tybalt or...
But would they?
I mean, if Vanessa just bought a gun from them, unless it wasn't Vanessa who bought the gun and somebody dropped their receipt after.
That would be super sloppy.
Like a pretty dramatic oversight, yeah.
Right.
So, but we searched the entire apartment and this gun
Yeah.
is not over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, guns are single use.
Then,
Mhm.
oh, guns are something.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
By the way, I always like Celia's gun is not a gun. Like
Yeah,
it's-
you have it's the narrative representation of your corruptor commands, but an actual. So I say gun, but technically it's a general utility neutralizer, which is it's a type of malware that's single use but deals just a fuck ton of damage.
I got
Yep.
a GUN, if you will.
Yes, a GUN.
And yeah, Pandora's gun is just the fictional representation of her punches.
Punch.
Okay, I guess we go talk to someone about a probably very illegally sold gun. Can we get out of here? This is getting boring.
Okay.
Should probably hurry in case the doorman suddenly realizes that
Yeah.
he let more strangers into the building. Actually, let's hurry. Let's
Yeah, cool. Going.
get on this
Let's
together.
go.
Hold on. Before we go,
Huh?
please put those back where you found them. Since Dash has like dismantled part of the room that we're in to find them.
She'll take like 30 seconds to kind of arrange it in a way that looks like it might have been sensible and then leave. It definitely was not a very good effort. It was pretty half-hearted.
Ugh.
Linda pauses for a second, like calculating, looking at her between like how long do we have before he comes back, and how badly did this get messed up?
Are you guys coming?
Oh, okay.
All right, so you're heading out.
Yeah, okay.
Where are you going?
Honey just waves sadly goodbye to the apartment.
Goodbye, beautiful objects.
Honey, would you know where
Yeah.
Reggie X is?
Would I know where to find them?
You'd have to search around. You could search around or ask around, or there are different ways you could find out. But you don't know right now.
Okay. So that would be a tracking test?
It could be however you want to go around it. It could be like a trying to run a search would probably be a think test.
Okay.
But if you want to like ask around, that would either be a wink or a shakedown test. If you wanted to just like search or like on foot search around the network and see if you can find some place that they might be, that might be a dash check. So
I could do
Oh, that could be fun.
Yeah.
BRB,
And
guys!
Yeah.
Could I- could I-
Go ahead.
Oh, well, could I like know some people who are into some maybe not so great shit and go talk to them?
that would be either a wink or a shakedown test, depending on how you're approaching that.
I mean, I'm okay with that.
Okay, so which one is it? Is this wink or?
Let's go for a
shakedown?
wink.
Okay, so you're not letting on why you're looking for Reggie X or anything like that. And
Yeah.
you're being nice and friendly about it. Okay,
You're
so I
being
think this
so
is let's see, what can you get out of this? So you can find where Reggie is. I'm gonna give this an op 2
Okay.
and 3 consequences.
Okay.
And the difficulty, how easy is it to find Reggie? That's the question. That's the real question.
Given that they
Do
sell
you-
malware.
Yeah. Do you
Right,
need some
how much-
encouragement, or shall I stave off?
I mean, depends on the I have my wink is 3, so it's not bad.
I'm gonna set this at 11.
Okay. I mean, I would take the encouragement.
Okay.
So how do you encourage Pandora in such a way that she becomes better at interacting with people?
Okay. She's just gonna look at Pandora and just be like,
Have I ever told you how incredibly pretty you are?
because you're totally just drop dead gorgeous. Nobody is gonna be able to resist you. Seriously. So go out there and drum up that info.
Not dead. Wait, never mind.
I mean, I could do that too.
Knock him dead, but not like literally with your guns.
Your guns.
Knock him
Like,
dead.
not
Oh wait, that's a
like
thing
that.
you actually like can do. And
Yeah.
like,
Knock him dead, but not like the way you normally do, please.
All
Very
right, so you feel empowered and encouraged.
It feels
have-
super hot.
Super hot. You have 2 dice.
Wow.
So I'm rolling the test. Sorry. Hi.
Mhm.
With Wink. Oh no!
Ooh, so that's 2 1s, which
Oh.
even if the +3 got you to the 11 you needed, that would be an auto fail.
Oh,
So,
I
Uh,
talked to the wrong people.
you've had some interactions with Reggie X in the past. They weren't great.
Oh no.
What were they? What sort of job were you running that you encountered Reggie X and got on their bad side?
God.
I think I was doing some security work for a rival, that's the word, of like a rival malware seller.
Okay, and so Reggie just knows your name off of that. It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
All right.
I
Go
think
ahead.
I maybe punched him in the face.
Oh God.
Oh, okay. So you've punched Reggie in the
I punched
face.
Reggie X, but I don't
I'm-
remember. He was
Oh,
just
no.
some
Really
guy.
appreciate that.
Like,
Yeah, well, but like
But,
as
like-
you're asking around, someone's like, "Oh, Reggie, this person," and they like hold up a picture, and then you do recognize.
Oh no.
Okay. Go ahead and roll again, still with 2 dice.
okay, because I didn't fail.
Mm-hmm. Or you didn't succeed, rather.
That's what I meant. Now I
That's a lot better. All right.
Wow. Talk about the extremes.
Yeah, you got a 3 and a 6 on this one. So you do find Reggie's little hacker, Warren. You're not entirely sure how you're gonna get in there yet, so you still need to ask around. But it's, let me drop this on the token layers that the players can see. It's this little bloop off of the static district, just sort of a financial business district. And it's an itty bitty place, not that much larger than your own home server. So go ahead and roll again, this time with 1 die.
Okay.
I believe in you. You're really pretty.
So wait. Let me do some math. Can I actually succeed without help?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but only because of the firewall.
Yes. Also, I guess this is only 1 die, so you can't get bonus from 6s.
No.
Would you like some assistance? Perhaps
I mean-
a tiny girl to bat her eyelashes at people?
Sure. Yeah.
This is a non-design test, so you can help.
Okay, I will assist by also being attractive, I guess.
Oh my god.
Hey, have you heard
Real
of yeah? And everyone's like, yeah. All
I
right.
bet we're real fun when we go to bars.
Oh no.
You are a terror.
I mean, define terror.
You leave bars and you just own them.
You walk out with the deed.
Exactly.
Okay,
And he secretly owns like 6 bars.
Yeah.
My
All right, so
God.
you're gonna be rolling with 2. Another 3 and 6. Wow, the exact same roll. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. So not only have you figured out where it is, you figured out how to get there, and sort of how to get there without anyone seeing you on the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give, I'm going to like get a free die. There's a free die that the party can use whenever they want to get a bonus on a test while they're there.
Oh.
Okay.
Going to write that
So.
down if I can get to my notebook, but my cat's laying on it, so I'm going to write it on my cat.
My notes are just toe beans. What does that mean?
What does it mean?
You don't mind if I write on your toe beans, do you, Percy? No, I didn't think so.
All right. So, are you heading to the den?
Yeah, I think Pandora will be like, listen, so I know Reggie. We're not on the best of terms.
Right. So when you say
Okay.
not on the best of terms, is that like
Is it like, did you break up or did you like break his face?
on a scale from 1 to say 20? How bad is bad?
Oh, I mean, I don't know the numbers thing, but yeah, I broke his face.
Okay, so like a solid 18 then.
Whew. Wow.
There's
Oh,
not absolutely zero hope in that scenario.
well,
Cool.
but
I mean, it depends on how much they recovered from the punching.
I mean, I could
maybe
have done a lot worse to him, and I didn't.
maybe stay in the background.
Yeah.
Negotiate.
Like, maybe,
Perhaps
could we just
outside
like have all of
entirely.
your hair cover your face?
Yeah.
Just a thought. I don't know.
honey, is there some sort of a makeover you can give her or something?
Do you want my hat?
She holds up her baseball cap.
No.
This is super gorgeous femme fatale was dodging
Yep.
around.
Yep. just have like Pandora and Dash just like switch outfits.
God.
I'll just I'll wait outside. Keep watch.
Right. Good.
That sounds like a good plan.
Solid plan.
Right.
Are we going?
Yes.
Are we going?
Oh,
Okay. You're heading to the den.
I think I'm staying outside because this sounds solidly like a situation I will not be able to hack my way out of. That is definitely a compulsion that I have.
Ah. Okay, fine. You two wait outside, honey, and I will go in and
Right. Back up.
Talk.
We make
or
a good
something.
team. It'll be okay.
Yes,
listen.
you got this.
If something goes wrong, just like bang something real hard.
Scream very loud.
Just like
Scream very loudly. Got it.
Yep.
actually, is there a window?
So heading to the server, the server contains a couple buildings, but the building you're concerned with is this weird hodgepodge of various. It's like if you kit bashed a house, and so you like took part of this house and put it on, and then part of this house and put it on, and then just put like 30 different houses together to make a house. That's what the building is.
That certainly looks like something I
It's
have.
got some windows.
Okay. Well, it's like if I presumably like, I'll be like, just wave out a window or something if something goes wrong.
Yep,
And I'll come
got
in
it.
and
No
break
worries.
his face again.
We'll totally let you know. You ready, honey?
Yep.
All right. Here we go.
Pushing
All
open
right,
the
so
door and going
Linda
in.
and Honey, or not Honey, Linda and Pandora. The cameras are different on stream. And Pandora hanging out outside. Dash and Honey, you venture inside the den.
Yep.
You walk in, and there are like several banks of computers. I think it looks a lot like a what do they call it? A PC cafe. Where it's just these rows of desks with computers on them, and you see probably 10 programs working at these terminals doing various, probably very illegal things. There's a set of stairs up to your left that leads up to a catwalk, and up there you see a figure wearing like a really gaudy red and black striped shirt and vest,
Cool.
with slicked back white hair and an eye patch, and they're leaning over the railing, looking down. As they see you walk in. Hello there.
Greetings, program.
Hello.
We're looking for Reggie.
That's me, Reggie X.
Oh, sweet. That makes it easy.
Yeah.
What you looking
Dash
for me
honey.
for?
Hi.
Yeah, your names don't matter much to me.
Cool.
What do you want?
We would
we- She can do the talking.
if you would like to give us some information.
I'm not feeling particularly inclined at the moment, no.
Ah.
Well.
Okay, well, do you have the receipt? Right.
Go ahead and actually put the receipt into your storage. If you're gonna be the person carrying that. And that will also impose one load. So you hold out this receipt, and they say, well, I see something got into the wrong hands.
Somebody wasn't very tidy, and we're trying to figure out who.
Well, normally I wouldn't take too kindly to poking around in my business. And they look down at the programs on the same floor as you, and you notice all of them are like, they've stopped working and are looking at you, and all of them have like hands in various pockets or parts of coats or whatnot.
I just look around and smile very disarmingly and sweetly.
However, since this particular business is with someone who's dead now, I'm not feeling too inclined to keep these cards close to my chest. That receipt belongs to one Vanessa Shard.
Okay.
Cool.
And why did Vanessa come to you to purchase the gun?
Oh, I don't know. She didn't tell me, but whatever it was, I didn't think she was up to much good. She had sort of a guilty feel about her.
Well, being
Like-
that she's dead now.
Maybe she had some nefarious plans that didn't work out quite the way she wanted them to.
Okay.
Who can speak to what exists in the mind?
Yeah, something like that.
Now, I've done something for you. What are you gonna do for me?
I
Aw.
could give you a pretty sweet discount on food delivery from Midtown.
I'm sure I've got a coupon in around here somewhere that you might like.
I'm sure you understand. I don't do a whole lot of ordering in here.
Okay, fair. But you've got to have like a drop point somewhere, right?
I think this is a good opportunity for us to engage in a test of some kind.
Sure.
So, what do you think which one of you wants to lead the test? I guess is the first question.
Is it if it's wink, I will.
Yeah.
It's either wink or shakedown.
Uh,
So, are you being sticky sweet about it and like trying not to give away too much, or are you relying on the force of your personality?
I am just being as sugary, sweet, and syrupy as I can. I want to win them over.
Okay. Are you trying to like deceive them, or are you just trying to be yourself? Yes, it's the question here. So if you're deceiving, that'd be wink. But if you're just being your usual shrewd business person self, I think this would probably be shakedown.
Oh, true business person. I can see fake down. I think like she's speaking in a very sweet tone of voice, but like
Mhm.
Reggie knows that tone.
Yeah.
She sounds sweet if you don't.
You're operating sort of
Yeah.
on the same level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I
okay,
should
fake down.
definitely not do these things because my stats are bad in those areas.
But you can help.
I can.
So your opportunity here is, let's see, what is the op? So you can get what you want, right? You can get just, they'll take the coupon. Yeah, I think there's an op 2 here. And consequences are 1.
I have a passive ability where it adds a consequence box.
Nice. Okay, that
Got
makes
last
things
time I tested.
a lot less scary.
Yeah.
And then your difficulty is 13.
Boy.
God.
So opportunity 1 is they take the coupon deal, and that's it. Or wait, and
Yeah.
opportunity 2 is
If you get both of them, not only are they going to take the coupon, but they're going to feel pretty good about it.
oh good.
I will say, well, mechanically, I suppose I could encourage. It seems role-playing wise a little weird to try and do that here, so I won't.
Yeah, I think they might notice that you're doing weird stuff and react really to that.
Yeah, so we're not gonna do that.
So I'm rolling 2,
Rolling 2 dice.
and this is shakedown.
Mm-hmm.
And how do I help?
Ooh.
Well, okay, so is that your first attempt?
That's my first attempt.
Hot damn. So that's
Honey.
a 14. Honey. Yeah, so you're like, I can offer you a coupon. And you see Reggie X pushes himself up from the railing and begins walking toward the stairs. Oh, you must be Honey. I've heard about you. And they walk on down. Sure, I'll take a coupon.
Okay. Now I have to think of a coupon that the person would like. Anyway.
and they reach out, and you see, like, as they grab hold of the coupon while you're both still holding onto it, they're making like direct eye contact with you, and there's this experience of just being measured that's happening with this. So go ahead and roll your second attempt. You have 1 die unless there's
Yeah,
something.
I was gonna say, if this is like, I don't want to complicate too much, but like I think at this point Pandora has been like, this is taking too long, I don't trust this guy, these are my friends, so she's just gonna like come in the door, like stick her head in the door, and say, Honey, is everything going wrong? Reggie isn't mean to you, is he?
Okay.
Dash is gonna like move
Back out.
Oh my god.
into the space, like to try and block a clear view
So
of
what
Pandora.
I'm trying to do is essentially intimidate him.
Them. But
Yeah, sorry.
yeah, so typically tests are pretty self-contained, but we're not in violence right now, so I don't think the exact ranges of the 2 locations matters too much.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll let you pop in. Is this helping?
Yeah, that's kind of like, if you don't think it's helping, then I won't do it.
I think you can do it, but I don't know that it's going to give a helping die.
Oh. Well, I don't want to do it if it's not going to help.
Like it's not gonna detract from the test. It will add interesting context to the test, but I don't. I think any amount of intimidation is canceled out by their bad feelings about you, and so it ends up being a wash. Does that make sense?
That's fair. I was thinking that maybe the bad feelings might be like, I don't want to get punched again, but I could.
I think
I
in
know.
this particular situation, no.
Okay.
Um,
It may have been her
Now,
own body.
Dash, however, being like, "Hey, let's not worry about that." I think in this case, like the I'm thinking about how you feel about this situation. I think showing that will actually tip things a little in Honey's favor. So I think, all told, this is still earning a helping die.
All right.
Right, so I'm rolling 2d6 again.
Yes.
Take down. Oh.
Ooh. So that's a 7.
No.
Well, it's certainly has been a pleasure doing business with you. Interesting company that you keep, they say as they pull the coupon back and slide it into a breast pocket.
Yeah, they're characters, all right.
You come on back now. You hear? And they smile, and you can tell that they feel they've gotten the upper hand.
Oh,
Here.
well, I do have an extra consequence in this situation. Do I
You
get...
do. There is one more roll that you get to make.
Okay. Okay. Dash, do you want to help again?
Sure.
Can you?
You can, because you have things loaded.
Yep.
So how are you helping?
How am I helping? Hold on. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know that encouragement really works here. I can just... How do I add like
in narrative, how are you
Yeah.
helping? Like, what are you doing to
We should
smooth the situation over?
we should probably get out while we're ahead, honey.
Yeah,
Right?
that's true. I get the feeling Reggie might enjoy the feeling of having intimidated.
I think yeah.
So
I think that
Just
works.
let them think they've won.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll 2.
Okay, cool. Yeah. For what it's worth, Honey hasn't moved an inch since this started.
For sure. That is
A
a
10.
10, and the
Yeah.
difficulty was
13.
11?
11?
13. Oh, right, because it was their ego.
those.
Yeah.
And transparency.
So, oh crap, you were supposed to take some damage when you failed last time. Both of you, actually.
Ah!
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh no!
Shit.
13
Sorry, I'm sorry.
minus your K-Sec. So I think for both of you, that's 11? Because I think you both have K-Sec of 2.
Yeah. Oh,
All right, so you
gosh.
both take 11, and then you're going to take 11 again.
Ah!
For the second time. But,
I need to get Dash some
But-
help.
I'm ow, ow, ow.
yeah, so I think what's happening here is you're exerting a lot of strain. You're like making a lot of new connections as you try and solve your way out of this problem, and you're creating a bunch of just bad connections between parts of your code, and it's creating some dissonance.
Yeah.
So player answers that. Nope. When you fail, if all of the consequence boxes have been checked, the program has failed completely. It immediately updates one of its base values to equal its current value. So that only applies to the one that was leading the test. So, Honey, you get to update one of your stats that you
What am
have
I-
improved. So you've been improving your stats based on
Right.
the 2 points of XP that you got earlier, right?
Yeah, well, oh yeah. So I did that, and now I have another point of XP to spend?
You're not getting XP. So
Oh, okay.
when you improve a stat, you only improve one half of the side, right? There's the base and there's the current. So you
Oh.
improve the current. And then this is letting you update the base to match the current, right? Because you can only go 3 points above your base. So which stat did you improve last time?
Last time it was Shakedown, so
Gotcha. Oh, and I see you improved Wink once.
I did improve Wink once as well.
So
That was
the number on the left should be your current, or should be your base, and the one on your right is your current.
Oh, okay.
So technically, actually, you should have had a +1, because your shakedown would have been. It was rolling that you had 3 shakedown on those rolls. I don't think that changes the outcome on any of them, but
Well, Shakedown was 3, and then I updated it. The most recent thing we did before we left the apartment is what made
Yeah.
it 4.
you updated it to 4. So you were still rolling you roll based on your current value. It's just that your current value is capped at your base plus 3.
Oh, okay.
So you can't, like, if you earn 5 XP, you can't just boost that stat by 5 until you have crashed and you update all of your base values, or you reach an ultimate failure on a test and you update that particular one.
Okay. All right. So
Now both sides should be 4 if you're updating Shakedown, or both sides should be 6 if you're updating Wink.
I am updating Shakedown
All right.
because that's what I was using.
And I'm going to give you specifically a point of experience for uncovering that Vanessa seemed more guilty than scared.
I'll put it in sync.
Alrighty. So you got out of that pretty well. You didn't die. You did better than the last group that interacted with Reggie.
Coupon.
Yeah.
Coupons? Anyone?
I think as they leave, she's gonna wait until Dash and Honey are out and say, "You be good now, Reggie," and wink at him as they leave, as she leaves,
All right.
or wink at them. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm
Does
sure
the-
they'll love that.
Yeah.
Does-
Do they like react like?
I think you see them lean back against the railing of the stairs, and you see the handle of a gun in their waistband, and they just say, "Sure thing, Pandora. Sure thing."
That's
Does the
terrifying.
den count as a server unto itself?
It does.
Fuck my life.
Oh no!
I also can't leave, to be fair.
Yeah, okay.
So let's talk about healing.
Are you just like stuck in the door frame? Like, how does that?
So the
Let's just sit
entire
here and grab a
it's
minute
like
while Reggie
it's
stares
sort of
at
like
us.
it's sort of like an alleyway with a couple
Okay.
buildings. So you can leave this building.
Oh,
It's
good.
just you can't go into. You like hit the end of the alleyway, and then you. It's like the alleyway becomes opaque as you draw near it.
Crap.
As the network architecture is saying, no, your code's too fucked up. If we let you wander around too much, you're gonna fuck other shit up.
Yeah. So like this is a good point to ask, I guess. When your integrity is that compromised, is there any like visible sign of this?
Because you dropped below a quarter, didn't you?
Uh-huh.
Oh wait, did you
dropped a
you drop below a quarter?
I'm down to like
drop a-
62.
We need to roll a d6.
Oh, that
Uh,
sounds not great.
What?
Would you like to roll that, or shall I?
I mean, it's me, so the karma is fucked no matter what because it pertains to me, so it really doesn't matter.
All right, I have a d6 right here. Let
Sure.
me roll.
Go for it.
Which of your inventories goes with the inventory address 4? Please let it be your kernel.
Oh my god, no! You're so mean.
monster.
Storage?
Okay, so
Mm,
good times. Your entire storage inventory is corrupted.
Excellent.
Um,
I can do nothing now.
You
Good thing
have
your
access-
firewall's already in memory.
well, one of them is already in
One
memory.
of them is.
Okay,
I
well,
can keep
what piece of-
encouraging you guys all day long.
But yes, all 12 slots are corrupted and will remain so until you can get back to the home server and fix that up.
Congratulations,
Oh.
you're all. You now have a hyperactive child who can't do anything useful, but can certainly encourage you all the time.
I love you guys so much.
Can't even
Yeah,
go
you've been
back
saying that all day.
without her. We can't even go back to the home server without her. With her.
It's okay.
No,
Oh, hold on. Let's all sit down and we can wake through this.
we have some options. So let me read the section on scrubbing tests. Often, a program finds it has been so heavily corrupted that it's not able to do much. In these situations, it might choose to engage some diagnostic protocols and try to repair the damaged data. Scrubbing tests function like other tests, but they never incorporate a parameter and always have a difficulty of 7, an opportunity equal to the number of corrupted slots, which is a lot for you. Each time an opportunity box is checked, the program may clear 1 slot of corruption. If the program has no corrupted slots, it can enter a test with opportunity of 1, difficulty of 5 to increase its integrity by 5%. So in order to heal your integrity, you need to scrub all of your slots.
All right.
Or there's a really easy way to get straight back to the
Just
server.
die? Just crash?
Uh-huh.
Just chuck her off the top of the building.
Shoot her.
Honestly, like with all of
One of your friends kill you.
with all of her communicators library and her firewalls and all this shit corrupted and her integrity completely blitzed, I imagine this manifests as Dash appearing very drunk. In the like drunk texting how much she loves all of her friends kind of way.
Oh my god.
I'm
So
right.
you're just like touching everyone. You're like, I love you.
Yup.
We just have this sisterhood.
Professor, you're my favorite. You're my favorite.
Oh wow, you are touching me a lot.
Pandora, you're so pretty.
Thanks, Robin. Thanks.
We should we should do something about this.
Like, if she tries to encourage us before we can get her back to the home server, she has to roll a d6 and have it.
Oh God.
Sorry.
So she has 12 corrupted slots.
Yes. So it would take fucking forever to scrub all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wow.
So, I think my brain is the first one, my kernel, if you will, is the first one to go there.
Oh wait, did you drop below? Hold on, did you drop below 75 as well?
No, I'm at 79 though, so
Okay, so you're fine. You're fine.
it'll be okay. But I do, I do.
I mean, you
think
can't
that,
leave
like,
the server, but
honey,
But yeah, you only
it'd
need
be
one.
like, we have to. I think making her crash might be the thing that's just whispering discreetly.
She's pretty much just, dancing in the alleyway.
God.
you're like you're running up the barrier to the
Yep.
next server.
Yep. Look, guys! Whoosh!
Herself, I don't know if we can proceed like this. It might just be better to.
Well, she's going to draw a lot of attention. It's going to take a long time to fix her.
What are you guys talking about?
She puts
Pandora.
arms around you both.
Pandora.
Hi!
I.
This feels so awful.
It's not right. I can't do it.
Honey, you're so cute. Mwah.
Reggie is standing in the doorway,
Oh my gosh!
just drinking it all in.
God help us.
So, if I notice this, is there maybe an alleyway we can duck into? Just get out of this?
You're in the alleyway. You can leave. You can head out.
You guys could leave me here.
Get into the void.
Pandora can bail. Honey, you're gonna have to take a scrubbing test to heal up a little bit.
Yeah.
So you can roll a d6 and get a 5 or higher.
I'm not gonna leave Dash here.
No, yeah. Pandora won't leave her too. In fact, Pandora, like, if she sees Reggie, she's gonna go over to Dash and be like, okay, Dash, why don't we just sit down for a bit?
Okay. Sure. Right here?
Yeah. Well, why don't and she'll like try and like block Dash with her body.
Sure. Dash just hugs Pandora.
And now Pandora and Dash are cuddling in the alleyways. It's just
Yep.
while Reggie looks on.
Right. So, Honey, roll 1d6 to see if you can prepare enough of your integrity that you'll be able to walk out of here. And then, Dash, would you like to begin scrubbing your slots?
I guess I can.
6.
I like.
Yeah.
I can't kill her.
Can you not?
I mean, my compulsion is do the right thing, and that's just yes. Hello, Rita.
No.
This is
Rita,
the right
what
thing.
do
It's
you
the most.
think I should do.
Oh. Okay. You have 2 compulsions here.
Yeah.
To keep the group on task
hmm
and to do the right thing.
Oh God.
They are conflicting.
Oh God.
God.
So question about do the right thing. Is that a thing she can be convinced about?
It's pretty subjective.
Okay.
So that's the thing is you need to come up with a logical way to reconcile
A mercy crashing.
these 2. And you got to do it fast.
Or else I fail permanently.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh God.
Cool.
So,
So, For
I
chat,
rolled-
this is the only permadeath that exists in the game is if you have 2 conflicting compulsions and you can't find a way to reconcile them.
So
Okay.
what were the 2 compulsions? It was to keep the group on task and to do the right thing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I have an idea about that out of character. Keeping the group on task implies we want to get it done quickly, and the quickest way to get Dash back up to snuff is to crash her.
Mm-hmm. And this is the right thing because the thing that we're trying to do is right.
Yeah.
She'll be back in no time at all.
It'll be like she was never gone.
It's more dangerous for us to stay here. Look at Reggie.
Yeah. they're
I
gonna-
think Pandora is like starting to enter like catastrophic failure. Like she's freaking out.
Right, just think about it logically for 1 second. We'll have Dash back in no time at all. She'll
We've all
still be
crashed
Dash.
At least once. She'll still be Dash.
Things are going to get so much worse if we stay here for everyone, including...
At this time, Reggie X is stepping out of the doorway, and you see
Right.
several people walking out.
Oh, hey, that looks bad. Hey, programs!
Hey Dash! Hey Dash!
Huh?
Does crashing sound fun at this moment? Would you like to see what it's like to be reborn?
Oh my God, yes!
See?
That'd be so friggin' sweet!
Doesn't that sound amazing?
Heck
Who knows what
yes!
it'll be like next time around? It'll be so
Do
fun!
it!
What is Reggie and his people doing?
They're
Like,
probably getting ready to beat us up in the alleyway.
Right?
They're not looking to beat you up. They have firearms. They're looking to kill you.
Oh, cool.
Okay, come on.
okay. I'm so, and she's gonna like hug, like, cause Dash is hugging her, and so she's gonna like, while she's hugging her, she is gonna take out her revolver and say,
God.
"I'm so sorry, Dash. I love you."
Oh my God. This got dark.
You were the one who were like, "Just kill her. That's the best way to do it."
just look at the flowers. So
It's
this
okay,
is
she'll respawn.
this is headshot that you're using, right?
I don't have headshot.
You can load it real quick.
I'll load it real quick.
Yeah. I assume you all know each other's inventory numbers,
Yeah.
so it's gonna hit.
Is not happy
Oh God. What's your crash?
My crash is a
Mhm.
4.
So you lose 14 integrity. Dash.
Okay.
What's that put you to? Does that put you to 50 or below?
I think so, yes. It puts me at like
Oh
40.
God, we have to do it again.
or
It might
something.
take multiple.
Jesus. Yeah, it puts me to 46.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll a d6.
I'm having so many conflicting feelings as a player.
I love this game. Good news. Good news. It hit your memory register or your memory inventory. So you
Cool.
corrupt the whole thing, and there are 2 inventories that if the whole thing is corrupted, you crash, and those are kernel and memory.
Small blessings.
Oh,
Oh, thank
All right.
God.
You're just like hugging your friend, and you're like, that sounds so cool. And then you hear the very beginning of a shattering sound, and then just a rush of wind.
yep.
In the alleyway, the 3 of you see the bullet hit Dash. There's the sound of shattering glass as parts of Dash's code spray out across the alleyway, and she dissolves. You can run now if you would
I would
like.
like to run.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab Pandora's hand and run.
I think we see the 3 of you just like turn as the various hackers like aim their weapons down the alleyway and book it, and then we just cut to Dash sitting in the kitchen at the table. You get to update all of your values.
Cool.
Yes, Honey did already scrub. You get to update all of your values, and you get to write a new compulsion. And either put it in an empty slot or replace one of your design compulsions. However, we're at 10 o'clock,
Yep.
and so typically, if during the amount of time that the group is playing, you don't solve the mystery, typically it gets solved by someone else. But since this mystery is a stretch goal for the Kickstarter, rather than revealing the truth behind the mystery, I'm just gonna leave it like this. So
Catastrophic ending.
with the
What an ending.
3 of you running away, and
Dash is like, man, I'm never getting drunk again. That was so dumb.
Dash becoming just a little bit more of a person. So, thank y'all so much. This was a ton of fun. This is so much fun. This is my 3rd time running this mystery. It's been wildly different every time.
That sure is the thing
but-
that happened.
Hot damn.
Wow.
This was very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I quite enjoyed that.
Yeah. So I guess we'll go around and do outros with, the usual who you are, what else do you do, where can you be found, and what did you like most about the game. We'll go in reverse order. So Lauren,
Hi.
cool things you do on the internet, where at, and what was your favorite part?
Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm at JL_NiceGirl on Twitter. I play lots of games on the internet. I have a pinned tweet on Twitter that shows her everywhere I am. That's going to change in December, so watch for that. I also do a podcast. It's called Too Many RPGs. It is a show where Ethan, who's in chat, and I talk to creators and fans of actual play about the shows they love and why they love them. Jess has been on it. It's a good time. Our episodes come out bi-weekly on Tuesday. So this Tuesday, there will be a new episode. We talked to Katie about Off the Table's Tabled Hearts podcast.
Yes. Awesome. Julie, same questions. Where can we find you doing other stuff, and what was your favorite moment?
What did Lauren say?
Oh,
No.
yeah.
I don't know. I just really like this game. I liked getting a chance to play it again. I don't know if I have a favorite moment, but I know what wasn't my favorite moment.
Was it shooting your friend in the head?
Well, that was definitely a thing that happened.
Sure happened.
It's okay. Dash still thinks you're pretty.
Jeez.
That's your new compulsion to compliment.
Oh my god.
Looks.
Oh god.
Hi, I'm Julie. You can find me at SoftSignal most places on Twitch and Twitter. I talk about TTRPGs and draw up things. God, I don't even know. That was a lot of fun, just overall. That was really cool. I know what moment freaked me out the most, but just the look of glee on Dylan's face. What we have to do. It's a beautiful moment.
You learned a lot about me.
Yeah.
Yep.
I did really like the getting to barter with Reggie. That was actually a really fun moment where I got to do what I do.
Mhm.
So
It was good. Cool. M. Same questions.
Okay. So M at HFree on Twitter. Let's see. What do I do? I also draw and yell about RPG stuff a lot. I also am every other Sunday on Jess's channel playing Trill in her Utama game Promise Tree. It's a good, wholesome time with significantly less mercy killing of friends.
What now?
Don't worry, it's not that kind of Ryutama campaign. We ain't running a Black Ryujin affair here.
Plot twist. So that's me. Favorite moment. I mean, like, I'm terrible, so I really enjoyed that last segment.
it was great.
I haven't laughed that hard in a game in a long time. Just saying a lot. But like, I was specifically what I enjoyed about that was just that snowballed so quick. And I really enjoyed how the system kind of like encourages you to lean into that, and also it didn't feel like a failure sort of thing. It didn't feel like we were getting boxed into doing something terrible. It was just, this is an RP challenge that I was not anticipating, and now we all have to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
That was really fun.
Yep. So me, I guess, and then we'll let Dylan close out and talk about the game a little bit.
Spiel.
Yep. So you're on my channel, Little Cup of Joe, on the Twitches. You can find me at that same name on the Twitters, where I will probably retweet all the bunches of RPG shit that I'm in. There's a lot. Like, every other day at least, I'm probably in something somewhere. Just Twitter. But as M said, every other Sunday right here at 12 Pacific, you can watch the Promise Tree, the Ryutama campaign that I am running. Thanks for the follow. We'll be doing that next Sunday and going on through the holidays and finishing it whenever we think the story is done, basically. It's very heartwarming and good and sweet and JRPG inspired. So, and in about 45 minutes, we're gonna be right back here playing some Otome games, because that's a thing I do on the weekends. Yeah. We're giving Hakuoki a break because it broke us last night.
It was rough.
We're gonna start playing Nightshade, which we're trading out the samurai for ninjas tonight. We'll see how that goes.
Pretty protagonist.
Yeah, and a really pretty protagonist. We're super pretty. So yeah, once we're done here in about an hour or so after, we'll come back and do that cool stuff. So that is me. My favorite moment, honestly, was like that ending was holy shit, that escalated quickly. But interpreting what your integrity being completely hosed looks like was really fun.
That is,
Yeah, I really like. So I tend to get super specific when I rate games and like mechanical effects and stuff and what they mean. And I tried not to do that too much with Become, because a lot of what makes this game interesting, in my opinion, is how different groups interpret those things. Where they're like, "Oh, this is what integrity means." Like in Dash's case, it was being really drunk, but it like because yeah, you are a mind more than a body, right? So that makes sense. But you could also flavor it as like you're covered in wounds, or like parts of you start like jittering out. Like there are so many different ways that you can interpret these things, and all of them are interesting. And I think especially because this game is in sort of an odd setting, right? Like we've got 2 movies that really make this setting. Like there are 2 Tron movies, and that's the only time that you see really what this game is trying to emulate with its sort of setting rules, like world building rules. And so people bring their own expectations to that, and it's really cool seeing how they interact with each other. So yeah, I want to say a big thank you.
Thank you
for playing this with me, and
delightful.
Actually, big thank you to Jess for hosting it on your channel. I'm Dylan, aka NRSS, on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. I stream role-playing games, but the big important thing is that I wrote this game that you just watched us play, and it is up on Kickstarter right now. It's on Kickstarter until noon Pacific on December 9th. And we are currently, at the last time I checked, we are funded at 1/3 of our funding. So we're cooking along, but it will only get funded if you support and or share it around. So sharing around would be a huge help. If you want to play this game yourself, you can. Any pledge of any amount that includes a single dollar unlocks access to the quick start rules, which you can find in there's a single backers only post or update, and the links are in there. You can play the quick start version, which is essentially the same as the version we played tonight. It has some like more complicated advanced play bits pulled out, but all the stuff about like tests and how combat works and all that is in there. You can get a feel for the game, see how you like it, and if you want the full version of the game when it releases, but you are perhaps not in a position to be backing 5 million Kickstarters at the end of the year, there is a discounted tier for people who are currently experiencing poverty or who are otherwise underrepresented in the tabletop gaming hobby. Because it's a game about finding who you are and exploring that. And if I didn't make that game accessible, it would kind of defeat the point. So please, please, please give it a look. Even if you can't or aren't interested in backing the Kickstarter, sharing it with your friends and family and gaming groups, just generally yelling about it. Share the VOD for this. All of that helps more than you know. Mm-hmm. So thank you all so much, and especially thank you for coming and hanging out.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. And I will try to get this up on my YouTube so we can kind of share around the experience through the month. Awesome. So yeah, I think that's it. Unless anybody has any final thoughts. This game's really fun. I like it a lot.
Yeah, like in a while.
And let me just point out, it's pretty quick to pick up. We did character creation on Friday night.
Yep.
After, I literally had not seen the rules before that night. So it's not, the learning curve is not steep, which I appreciate as a gamer.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of dumb about rules. So perhaps we'll see you back here for some Ultimate Bullshit. If not, have a wonderful evening and take care. Have a lovely week. Thank you, one and all.
Night.
Good night, friends.